So I got the inspection report back. Um, I'm not going to say it's good, so I'll just tell you what they said.
All right, well, just kind of to confirm with him, you had mentioned to him, I did see here, it said brand new roof, brand new sewer line, renovated kitchen, new appliances, all that. Is there anything else that comes to mind that, maybe you have forgotten to mention, or maybe some repairs the property might need, or updates?
So you got the new sewer line inside and out, right? That's a major update,
I got that, yeah.
right? You've got that?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. And a new sewer tap, actually, which is even better. So from sewer tap all the way into the house was new. Other than paint and cleanup, and I put in a big koi pond in the back, which I don't know if he'd be interested in. And then I mentioned to him that I was going to have foundation work, but I'm putting it off just because I think the whole neighborhood is going to get bought out at one time.
Okay. So
Can I tell you that?
the foundation work, is something up with the foundation?
Yeah, it needs those it's like probably $8,000 put into those. You know how you go in and have the wall pushed back? It's called a boat wall. It's fairly common. I told him that it would need foundation work,
Okay.
but I'm not doing it because I think somebody's going to buy the whole neighborhood out.
As far as your timeline with the property, he did mention it was going to be around 90 days. Is that accurate?
Well, I mean that's probably the minimum. I would have to find a place and move.
Okay. No, we can definitely work with that.
But I've already explained to him that there was just a recent sale right there on Carpenter Road. A house just like mine, right on my little loop, but not, but address Carpenter Road, just sold. It went on the market for $475 and was gone in like days.
Okay. Okay. Let's just say we agreed to a price today. What would happen next?
Well, I would go take your information to my friend that works for Campbell Brandon, their closing attorneys,
Mm-hmm.
and ask him what he thinks about it.
Other than the price, what really had you thinking of selling the property?
I wasn't.
I mean, if we were to come in cash, as is, and we were to play all the closing costs, did you at least have a range?
Well, I just sold well, it has to keep me in that range because I just sold a duplex in Buckhead, and so I own half of it, so I know what fees are involved. I just did that 3 months ago. So, I had a little bit of real estate fees involved, and like 4%, and then standard closing costs. So, I mean, I know there are certain fees involved, and if you come in lower, that, I understand that makes up for some of the fees,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So I understand that by not paying fees, you can come in lower, and it still puts money in my pocket. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm going to look at. And I'll at least, right, I'll at least look at that and say, well, if I were to sell my house another way, I would have to get X amount of dollars to come up with this, right?
Yeah.
So I'll do the math for you once you get back.
Okay. I'll tell you what, I mean, I can definitely have my acquisitions manager give you a call within 24 hours. But just off the record, I mean, did you have a $10,000 to $15,000 range you were looking to get so we can assist you more efficiently?
Buddy, I'm telling you, somebody called me out of the blue, and I just said, listen, I don't know if you wanted to make an offer, but I said I know I would have to buy another house. So
Okay.
I have not looked, right? So I just do know that there are a lot of sales, right? So I'm not going to expect something crazy over market sale.
Would you like a call back around 5 or 3 or 4 o'clock today?
Yeah, that would be good. 4 to 5. Yeah, 4 to 5 gives me time to get home and look at stuff.
Okay, that sounds good with me. I'll go ahead and put that down on my
Okay.
calendar, and I'll be speaking with you then. Thank you for the answer.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye. There's a perfect comp right in front of his home. I mean, it sold like 5-6 months ago. It sold for $320. It's like exactly the same spec as his. Like, it's a 3.2, 1,600 square feet. His is the same thing. He was kind of blowing that one off as it didn't exist. So I mean, that's kind of a sign where like he's probably gonna want more than that. Realistically, he probably won't be able to do. So it's his street, and his street is like a separate neighborhood. But the neighborhood behind his street, I was taking a look at, and they are selling for a little bit more. But again, that's not what his street is selling for. So I mean, it really wouldn't make sense for me to pay, the other neighborhood's prices for his home. And I was also taking a look at the homes on the other street. They look way different. Other streets, way modern, way newer builds. This is a bit older in build. It's not a bad house. It's just not as modern as the other one. So I'm guessing he's gonna come back with me with a pretty high number. I mean, so I will follow up with him. Maybe it's not gonna be a high number, but I will see about that. Not too promising, but it's still potential.
Hello.
Hey, Miss, it's Kish. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Did I catch you at a bad time?
No, you're good.
Okay. So I got the inspection report back. I'm not going to say it's good. So I'll just tell you what they said. And so I couldn't tell any of this just from like the pictures you had sent, but they said, hey, Summerwood has serious foundation issues to some bad erosion. Foundation is cracking apart. We would have to jack up the foundation in several areas, resolve the erosion issues around the back, and it's not guaranteed to fix the issue. So I'm like trying to figure out what to do. I know you guys kind of have a back end closing, right? And so I just wanted to update you. I'm not saying that I'm pulling out of the deal, but at the same time, I don't know if we don't deal with foundation issues very well. That's just not our specialty because that's a pretty hard thing to fix. I mean, it's very expensive, right? So if you don't mind, I'm going to talk to a couple of my buddies about it that do the foundation. They have their own companies. I'm just going to run it by and see if they can do it at that number because I want to get you guys that number in the end of the day, right? So I just wanted to get your approval just to make sure I can go tell them about it because I don't want to go behind your back.
Yeah.
But if I do that, they might need to come out once, maybe even a couple times. I might get a couple guys out there, but obviously, I'll just try to schedule it with you. So I'm going to try to find somebody that is willing to take that issue. I'm just going to pass it to a couple guys. So I'll just kind of keep you updated if that's all right. I want to get it done as quick as possible.
Yeah.
So just bear with me. If we do reach out, I'll probably just reach out instead of Natalie to schedule these quick inspections. So I'm guessing you're home most of the time, right? Or do I need to try to schedule a certain around your work or?
Well, it's certain. Well, Monday and Tuesdays are better days.
Okay. All right. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm basically just going to pass it along to a bunch of people, other buyers. That's just the fancy way of me saying I'm going to try to dispo it to somebody else. But I just wanted to set the expectation that I'm going to have to try to schedule a bunch of inspections. So I want to say, I'm going to probably push this out to 3-4 guys and see what they say. And I'm going to tell them about the foundation issues, but everybody to each their own what they consider bad, right? So I'm going to see what they say, and hopefully somebody will bite. But we have a big spread on it. I mean, we have it at 185. The other buyer's at 242. I mean, even if somebody comes at 195, we can revive the deal, right? Hey, what's going on?
Hey, this is Mr. How are you today?
What's going on, Mr.? How are you?
I'm okay. I've been on pins and needles all week with this whole thing.
I feel ya. I don't know if, I guess you had spoken to Mrs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, there was, I couldn't even tell by the pictures, but when he was there, he got back to us this morning. He said there was just major serious foundation issues due to some bad erosion. Said the right side, I'm just kind of reading it, right side foundation is cracking apart. They'd have to jack up the foundation in several areas and resolve the erosion issues around the back, and it's not even guaranteed to fix the issue. So I was telling her that a lot of times when there's foundation issues, I mean, that's a big fix, right? That's changing the whole dynamic of a home and what's underneath it. And I mean, typically something like that would run like 40 to 60 grand over on a rehab. So what I told her is I have a couple buddies that specialize in that more than me. They have their own companies. So I told her I'm just going to try to see if I can push it out. I'm not at the same price, to see if I can get you guys that number. To each its own, whatever people say, right, on like how bad a certain thing is. And they just came back and said it was pretty bad. So I'm just going to try to set up a couple times. I was actually just texting her right now. I already have a buddy that wants to go out tomorrow, and they said that your daughter would be home. So I'm trying to get you an answer as soon as possible to see if somebody could potentially do it at that number. It's just not a good fit for us necessarily, but it doesn't mean I still want to like honor what we have and try to get you that number as best as I can. So I'm just trying to get a bunch of these appointments set up, and I told her they'll probably have 3 or 4 people walk through, but I mean, if one of them sticks, then it should be fun, and then you should be good to go. So, and they typically all respond within 24, 48 hours based on inspection. So if that's all right with you as well.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we're at the closing point, like right now. So I've got Karina working on stuff for me with my side as far as the closing and all that stuff. And then I've got the new home buyers. I mean, the new home pretty much is just waiting on the appraisal for the other house.
Okay.
So everything is pretty much lined up. It's just, we're waiting on
the front side. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like I'm working my butt off right now to try to do. I'm doing it as you speak, so I'm just calling around a few buddies and seeing what I can do. So just bear with me. I don't know if you want me to keep texting, or if you want me to keep you updated as well. But I'm just going to try to schedule a bunch of appointments hopefully to get a bunch of them even before the weekend. So, but I'll keep you guys updated.
I think the closing is supposed to be the 21st.
Yeah.
But forgive me, my mind is like crazy right now.
No, I feel
I'm sure you know how this is. So
yeah.
But what would be the worst case scenario? And I don't want to think that way.
Yeah.
If you do go through with the 185, that just means that you'll end up having to put more money into it to get things the way that you see fit, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, if we can do the 185 and I get a buddy to come in and willing to go at that price, 100%. I'll just let him. I mean, it'll be his home to buy at the end of the day. I'm just a guy that's trying to help you out at this point. In terms of us, I wouldn't even, like, typically when this happens, I typically have to renegotiate. But something as serious like this, I wouldn't even want to say a number, because it would be something that doesn't even make sense for you, and it wouldn't even be possible probably. So I would rather just see if other people can come in, because we just don't deal with foundation issues most of the time. I mean, 100% of the time we see them, we just back out of it because let somebody else deal with that, right? That's not our thing. But some people don't mind it, and so that's why I'm just trying to find a couple buddies that I know have handled situations like this in the past. I mean, they were saying like you'd have to go under and replace almost the whole driveway. They saw cracking along the side of the driveway. I mean, he was estimating up to 40 to 60K just for that repair alone, which at that point sometimes it's not even worth reviving a home. Not saying that you have a bad home, but sometimes things are just not built the right way, or I mean, it could be 100 factors to the how the land is, how the home is tilted, whatnot. And so, I mean, it is what it is at this point, but I got a bunch of pictures to work with, so I'm just going to go to them and be transparent and be like, hey, this is what the home looks like. We've already done an inspection. They said there is foundation issues. What can you do for me? So that's kind of my main focus for the next 2 days, and I'll just kind of keep you guys updated as I hear things. But I already have somebody going to go out tomorrow at 3, so trying to knock these out as quick as I can. I'll keep you guys updated 100% as soon as I hear anything. But as I said, we have one for 3 p.m. tomorrow, and she had mentioned that your daughter should be home. So I just mentioned to their inspector that she'll probably just let him in, right? So, but.
Yep. She should be home. She should be fine.
Okay. Well, if you have any questions, just let me know. Otherwise, I'll talk to you soon. All right. He's like, all right, let's do it. And so it's the 145. We have him at 175. I priced up into 145. And he said, all right, send over the addendum. And now I'm like, didn't see that coming. So now I have to try to find somebody that wants to buy with all those issues. So, but that's a decent spread though.
So the foundation issues, right?
Yeah.
They said it was minor foundation issues, or how's that
Let me
like
pull
exactly?
it up again. A legal addition. So this is one thing to know. Like he said, it was 5 bedroom, 2 baths. Like that ain't normal, right? So you need to ask. Like that sounds like, was that how the home was built, or did you do an addition?
Mm-hmm.
And so I would have. That's just for you for the future. I would ask like that if it seems strange, right? That seems strange. 5 bed, 2 baths. Like were those permanent additions? And I asked him. When I asked him, he said, "Oh, I don't know. My mom added them."
Oh.
So I would ask just to learn from some for next time. But waterproofing failures, I don't know what that means. But suspected foundation, illegal addition. Suspected structural flooring failures.
Mm.
So I don't know if that.
It's more the structural floor.
But they like the company. She's the one that she got pissed at me for, and she was like, they're like really like they look at every nick and cranny. Some of the other companies might be better at it.
Okay.
So I told them like, hey, we'll probably end up doing 1 or 2 more walkthroughs, and that'll be our new inspections. But he wants to close at the end of January, so.
I mean,
I gotta see. But
that's a squeeze, but a neck from that hedge fund. Could she send us over the pictures?
We don't have any pictures for it.
Oh, she just went in and looked.
She won't.
And she won't
send us pictures.
Oh, okay.
So, here's what it is.
And then the other one, that one is major, right? Like they for sure found the major.
Yes, but I have a guy going out. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, so now we have one guy going out right now. So what he usually does is he goes out and then he sends an inspector out, which is kind of annoying, but he's going to go out right now. We have another one and another company going out at 3 p.m. tomorrow.
And those companies, I mean,
idea.
those issues, they wouldn't really, or you think they don't want to see it?
It depends, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth a shot.
Worth a shot
honestly.
at this point. So you never know what some people think it's good, some people think it's bad. Like,
Yeah.
No, Mr. actually just sent me a message. Just want to say I appreciate you working with us. I know it's been a long time coming. At first, I didn't think it could happen. As time progressed, I got really excited. As for now, I'm just praying that things will work out. I really have the whole world I feel on my shoulders as a husband and dad you don't want to disappoint. It's been 21 years and everyone is pumped up. Talk to you soon. Like, bro, he's like such a nice guy.
Wow. I mean, hopefully we can do this for them.
So not sure if I mentioned or if it matters, I had new drain fields for septic system replaced in 2020, a new hot water heater as well. I have receipts that show the drain field replacement and warranty if he needs it. So like he needs us. Like,
Yeah.
I actually feel like for once I'm like truly trying to help a seller. Like, so. I mean, I told him I was like, there's not really any benefit for us to help him at this point. The fact that we're backing out, but I really want to get a review from him at the end of it. And he was like, yeah, it's pretty cool. So I appreciate that.
But you let them know like that the home did have those issues, and what they say about that?
He kind of just acknowledged it.
Wow.
He did.
Did he know about it?
The tough part is, it's like I talked to the guy who told me about the inspection that was bad, and he said like, hey, the inspection, everything was good, but the average person wouldn't really see it. But there's like apparently like a crack along the driveway, and like the foundation like goes into it. So there's a bunch of cracks on the driveway altogether, and I guess it like, I don't know what he said, but and then he was saying there's like some brick that's like literally holding up the home on part of it, which is like kind of like a double foundation, which was pretty sketchy. And I was like, they estimated that you'd have to rip out, like you'd have to like put beams under the home. You'd have to like, it wasn't small, right? Like you'd have to raise the home. He said it was like slanted almost, which I don't know, but and replace the whole driveway and whatever's underneath it.
Okay. How about every other deal? How are the other deals going? I mean, is everything? Are those really just like the biggest ones, like they're going bad, or?
So the one in Woodstock, good. This one, waiting on inspection. This one should be good. I didn't tell you about it though, right? We're past inspection. They want to close. This was Devin's like $50K deal. That land one.
Oh, so we're good?
I think we're good.
He's on it?
Yeah,
All right, perfect.
Got past due diligence on it. This one, we're waiting to close at the end of the month, which is that.
It's awesome.
This one, I've had this one, look at this. I've had this one since September of 2020.
Damn.
2021.
When's it closing?
It's been in probate the whole time. We've had it for 5 months. And so we're just about to get done with probate, and then it'll be ready to close.
What's the spread on that?
That one's a good one. 25.
It's not bad.
That was like my first big boy deal ever, and then the probate hit, and then I was like, oh, this thing's never gonna close.
Yeah.
But this one we're trying to get pictures for, working on that one. This one we're waiting on pictures for. No, I haven't even looked at that one. Suing this guy. This one is, oh yeah, this one should be fine, but DD is due at the end of the week.
That's perfect. That's one of mine. I think that's gonna be the only one that's mine. It's gonna close this month.
I'm trying.
Bro, I had 4, dude. 3 of them went to like, oh my god,
I've never
it's crazy.
had this happen to me. Well,
No, I don't blame you. I mean, it's a freaking, you know what I mean?
it's just weird how all this is happening all at once. I was actually talking to like Edwin back in Arizona. He's like, bro, like, everybody I've talked to has like deals just like falling apart. I don't know what it is, but it's all because of conditions. It has nothing to do with anything else but condition.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's weird sellers here and there, but. And then the one, was that one yours?
No, I think that was Devin's, I think.
Who that was, but man, yeah, that one, the seller's gone cuckoo on me. Like,
Yeah.
it's just messy at this point, but I mean, it's still 19 under contract, but realistically, I don't know how many will close. But
Yeah. How about the hiring situation? What do you want on that?
so it's tough. I was like really motivated to hire. I don't know if I should wait a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm in my head because all these things are like falling out, but I'm like, I know there's enough leads in there that you guys just don't touch. Like I know there is. Because I know you guys will follow up with the same people, and that's not bad, but it's just taken away from any new ones.
No.
But I guarantee you two every single month are gonna touch. See how many leads we have that are decent. 1821. Yeah. Oh, so realistically, we have 990 that are worth touching. I don't think you got. Well, you might. I mean, where do you find yourself? Do you think you're calling through literally all these?
No.
Yeah.
I'm going to the important
Well, we're
ones,
getting a lot
all
of
the
fresh
newer
leads.
ones. Yeah, the fresh leads are kind of taking up most of my time.
Yeah.
Which
so-
is great, because I mean that's probably where most of our
good, or
deals.
are they like, I feel like it's one of everything. But
Honestly, they've been pretty good to me. I mean, last Friday I got 3. This Monday I got 3 leads appointments.
yeah.
And then today so far I have 1,
yeah.
which is, I mean, not
Well,
bad.
today alone we have 19. Yesterday we had 30. Yeah, on the average day we're getting between 25 and 30.
I don't know why they're not closing. I see the contracts being sent out, but they're just not coming back. I don't.
Well, that's one thing. I can't have Victor just sending out these contracts, but he's telling me like, oh, they're like ready to sign. He sent like the same contract like 8 times because this one seller is like.
Oh, that's mine. That's mine.
Yeah.
That.
He's like being
his
weird
name is-
about it. I
Yeah.
don't know. He's telling me about it.
And all that, and the dude never brought it back. Like they went through all that, and the dude never signed it.
Never signed it, but he sent it so many times, so I don't know. We should maybe get him on a call. But I might call him right after this, but
Okay. Maybe
you're more than happy to follow up with him, right? You can be like, yo, what's up with this one?
No, I do. I hit him up like, hey, what happened? And he kind of lets me know like this, and this.
Okay. Yeah. But in terms of the hires, I don't know if I should wait or am I just being scared?
I mean, at the end of the day, man, it's your business. I
Yeah.
mean, obviously, I want, you know what I'm saying, it's my buddy, so I'd be like, yeah,
Yeah.
hire him, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's your business, so.
That's what I'm like, I mean, it's not gonna hurt me to hire him, but
I mean,
I
okay.
just need something to close, bro. I probably spent out like 40 grand in the last month, just like because I've had this new dispo program, I've had a mentor, like paying you guys, like which isn't crazy, but it's
Yeah.
I have all this money coming out, nothing coming in. So
I mean, you're gonna hire either way in the future, correct?
yeah, maybe sooner the better. Do you guys get through all the fresh leads in a day?
Not all of them.
Even so,
But-
that's even
but-
more reason.
I mean, there's a couple. Yeah, we usually don't. I mean,
If anybody, I'm probably gonna hire you, but who's the guy?
Jersey.
Yeah, Jersey.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, man? It's Kish.
Oh, yeah, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
What are you up to?
I'm just chilling with my daughter.
Ah, hanging at home must be nice. I wish I was doing that. I'm just messing with you. But I appreciate you coming yesterday. I think you got a lot of potential. I mean, I'd love to have you on the team if you want it.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay. When do you want to start?
As soon as possible.
Okay. And you mentioned you don't have a laptop or anything, do you?
Yeah, I don't have one.
Okay. Let me think. Cause I have to go get you a desk, a chair, and a laptop. Do you want to come in? Do you want to come in Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday sounds good.
Okay. We always come in right around like 9. So if you want to be here, and then I'll set you up with parking, and we'll get the ball rolling. All right, man.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, if you have any questions, just save this is my personal cell. So save my number.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you later, man.
Alright, thank you so
See you,
much.
boss. Bye.
Hello.
Hey, it's Edit.
Hey.
So did you get a chance to look at the other properties and kind of know what you wanted for yours?
I was just getting ready to look at the calculator, but I'm looking at. I just got this back from my real estate lady, and she said she wouldn't go any less than $292 a square foot. And I haven't done the
292.
math on that. It's 1636. What are you guys thinking?
1636, 292. Let me see. 36 times 292.
292 is what she said. So that's my first consideration. But again, I have to look at other things as far as what's available and everything else. So there's where I'm at. And if you're thinking you're considering it, then I'll put in a little bit more time tonight
Well,
to see if it's even worth it.
yeah, I mean, honestly, at that price range, as investors, buying property for cash at or above market value is not really something we do. I mean, do you still think we could be a good fit for each other, or would there be any flexibility?
Well, I don't see why. I got the perfect setup here. I told you, did you look at this place on the map, right? This whole chunk is eventually going to go at one time. So that investor is going to be willing to pay more than market value for it.
Gotcha. I totally get where you're coming from. I mean, if anything, you have my number. I have your number. If anything ever changes, of course, I can call you. You can call me, and we'll just go from there.
I got a son in high school. And he's going to be out of high school in a couple of years. Then I'm definitely out of here.
Okay, that sounds good then.
So okay, thanks.
All right,
Bye.
thanks. Bye-bye. That's an L. It's too much. That was like, if you did the math, that was like at 480. Way too much. We don't even have buyers at that range, so not worth it.